Mike, I think Oklahoma City is a legit threat to win a title. The Houston Rockets, yesterday at practice, they started on the offensive end of the floor for the first time under Ime. Like, you know, everything's built on defense. They know they've got to raise their level offensively. You surprised at that?
Well, I'm not. I think that shows a level of trust that Ime has in his team, that they understand the defensive concepts, and he knows they're going to have to score the ball to beat this OKC team, so he wanted to give a little bit more emphasis to that. One of the things I like about this matchup is Dillon Brooks, Shae Gilgeous Alexander, both play for Team Canada, both very, very familiar with each other. The style of play, the antics from both. So to see these two match up and also playing for their country makes that kind of matchup a little bit more intense.
Dort gets a clean look. High arcing shot is good. It's the third meeting of the season between the two. The first one in Oklahoma City, Thunder won big. The second one in Houston, the Rockets with a very impressive victory. And here they are for the third time this season.
The third contest of the 2024-25 regular season between Houston and Oklahoma City was played in Las Vegas and also served as the semi-final in that year's Emirates NBA Cup. The eyes of the basketball world were squarely focused on the young Rockets team and NBA title hopefuls, the Thunder. Both teams struggled on offense during the opening quarter. Houston uncharacteristically turned the ball over 6 times, with half of those coming from Alperen Sengun.
Fred, neither team shot particularly well in that first quarter. Just what was slowing you guys down?
It looks like the #1 defense versus #2 defense to me. Obviously, you know, it's a new environment, so some guys a little jittery out there, but I like our compete level. You know, we just got a first team to start making some shots. It'll be all right.
Eason lines it up and nails the three-pointer. Eason, 8 points in 7 minutes off the bench. The Rockets are shooting 25% from the field. The game is tied. Jalen Williams gets a clean look. Van Vliet looking to push. Throws it ahead to Thompson. Thompson up and down and a foul. Amen Thompson with a chance for a three-point play on a perfectly executed fast break. Gilgeous Alexander, the crossover, the drive, gets to the rim. Double clutch shot is no good. And the first half comes to an end. Well, for the Thunder, the fewest points they've had in a half this season. Just 41 points.
Well, we made it really tough on them. Other than the Gilgeous Alexander free throws, to give him seven free throws, I think we guarded him extremely well. 3 for 12 from the field, limited him to 2 offensive rebounds, and really mucked it up.
Dort dives and comes up with it. Here's Wallace. Wallace goes at Sengun and throws it down. Lou Dort with the hustle play that he does night in and night out. And the Thunder up by 3. This is their largest lead of the game. And now it's tied again as Jabari Smith hits a 3. Jalen Green with a three-pointer. And a timeout quickly called by OKC. Rockets back up by 3.
In the second half, both teams settled into the game and began to knock down the shots with more consistency.
Wiggins goes up top. Nice save from Gilgeous Alexander. Shot clock winding down. Stolen. Thompson glides in and puts it up and in. The shooting percentages have gone up a little bit. 41% now for OKC, 34% for Houston. The first half was just completely dominated by the defense. Welcome back. The Emirates NBA Cup semifinal, fourth quarter underway. Right now a 6-point lead for the Thunder. The winner plays Milwaukee Tuesday night. Jabari Smith misfires. The tenacity and competitiveness has been off the charts. The offense has been a struggle at times. There's a beautiful connection there. Williams to Hartenstein. Offensive foul. Thompson barrels in. And Joe draws the charge. Dort. Dort on the drive. Oh, what a block from Smith. Dort at the rim, and Jabari Smith threw it into the crowd. Plenty of time still left on the shot clock. Gilgeous Alexander steps back and rattles in a 3.
Now that's heavily contested. That is heavily contested.
Houston's defensive hustle didn't let up, but Shae Gilgeous Alexander wouldn't be denied.
This goes back to Ime telling us pregame. One of these teams has an MVP candidate and a first-team All-NBA guy multiple years.
Shae Gilgeous Alexander, 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 13 free throw attempts. And a tremendous second half by the Thunder. The Rockets, again, one of the surprise teams in the NBA, came in with a 5th best record in the entire league. But the defense difficult tonight against the Thunder, and they fall short of their hopes of winning the NBA Cup.
Like, they have no chance in an OKC playoff series. They're just not going to be able to get shots they want. OKC just strangled them. You know, it's like, we're going to talk boxing later. It's like watching the boxer who just doesn't let the other guy breathe, and the guy just is trapped in the corner against the ropes, just trying to hang on. That's how I felt watching them offensively. Sengun's probably the safest bet. No, I don't trust any of their perimeter guys. And they don't have that one guy who's like, all right, 1-point game, 3 minutes left, like, kind of take us home. They go to Fred VanVleet. I don't trust Jalen Green at all. Like, you go on down the line. But I like a lot of their players, and I do think they have an identity.
Better stalk it up.
Get it right. What type of sauce y'all like?
Houston found themselves with a short 5-day break and used the time to get into the holiday spirit.
You know, Houstonians, we stick together, we help each other out, and that's what it's about.
Their next game was at home against the Pelicans and was the first of a favorable 4-game stretch.
But that's too strong, 'cause it is my favorite holiday. But all this year's been a busy blur. Don't think I have the energy to add to my already mad rush, just 'cause it's 'tis the season. The perfect gift for me would be completions and connections left from last year. Ski shop encounter, most interesting. Had his number, but never the time. Most of 81, pass along those lines. So deck those halls, trim those trees, raise up cups of Christmas cheer. I just need to catch my breath. Christmas by myself this year. Count the picture
For the game, Sengun got a piece of it. Poke back to Brooks. He'll race the other way. The lob, Jalen Green up and down.
That was pretty. Rockets going showtime. Jabari saw that lob the whole way.
Ime Udoka went deeper into his bench, utilizing 12 total players including rookie Reed Sheppard and Cam Whitmore, who had recently returned to the main roster following a stint with the Rio Grande Valley Vipers.
Fans are hungry. The fans are hungry. Trey Jemison, a 41%er. Just missed the first. Missed them both. Bricks for burgers.
That's big time. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they want and a challenge. And give the people what they want. Cam Whitmore checking into the ball game.
Cam Whitmore checking in. He's been really good in the G League during his very brief minutes he spent here with the Rockets this season. Has really struggled, particularly with his outside shot. Cam Whitmore comes away with it.
Did not take long for Cam to get on the board.
Good win here tonight for Ime Udoka and the Rockets. A 20-point win, one of their best offensive nights of the season.
But Jimmy Butler to Houston intrigues me too because of something you said earlier, Bill, which is like, who's their guy at the end of the game? We don't have that guy. And Jimmy's from Texas. You could see Ime talking himself into Jimmy Butler.
While the national media continually brought up Houston in potential trade scenarios, the team continued to grow together and improve their team chemistry. They crossed the border for a game against the Toronto Raptors, who hadn't won since December 3rd.
A Sunday night from downtown Toronto. Fred VanVleet and the Houston Rockets are in town. The first of 2 meetings this season between the Rockets and the Raptors. 5 seconds. Abaji rises up and the 3 doesn't go. And that's going to do it. Rockets hold on. with a 114-110 victory against the Raptors.
But I do think, Bill, Houston, they doth protest too much about how they're going to keep this team together, right? Like every time you see like a quote from Raphael Stone or some reporting coming out of Houston, it's, we want to keep this team together and see what it has. And I get that, but if you have a chance to supercharge your roster with a defensive-minded veteran that would fit in pretty well, I think, in Ime Udoka's system and his culture, I think you've got to at least take a swing.
The very next night, the Rockets returned to the United States to face the Charlotte Hornets, the team who had upset them on opening night back in October. Injuries to Dillon Brooks and Tari Eason allowed Udoka to showcase the depth of his roster as Jae'Sean, Tate and Cam Whitmore had impressive performances off the bench.
Cam Whitmore styling and profiling here at the home of the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Woo! Merry Christmas from the Nature Boy!
Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to one and all. And yes, the Rockets' gift to all of you as they head into the Christmas season with 20 wins and only 9 losses, sweeping this back-to-back.
He's an all-star shot creator, efficient, clutch, and in his absolute prime, 27 years old. He's also somebody that grew up in Houston, really well-liked teammate and person. Can you think of any reason why the Rockets should not pursue De'Aaron Fox?
For me, it comes down to the asset cost. I think if you have to dip heavily into the Phoenix stockpile of picks and the Suns are struggling and you think you have a path to Devin Booker as soon as next offseason, one thing I was told when we went through this exercise last offseason in terms of potential star chasing and the options available, the two names at the forefront of the Rockets list really around the entire NBA were Devin Booker and Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell, for the time being, I think is off the market given how strong Cleveland has started the season. But with the Suns at 500, I don't think Booker is ungettable at all. Yeah, there are absolutely scenarios where the Suns basically have their hand forced, and because you have their future picks, you're in a uniquely valuable spot to them as a trade partner.
Secret Santa.
Did Santa really bring this? Oh, it's a mug. Okay.
Oh!
You got big.
Peace of rose. I'm gonna eat some today.
Not a big deal.
On Boxing Day, Houston faced the Pelicans once again, this time in New Orleans. Jalen Green once again had his way with the Pelicans' defense and Cam Whitmore put up a career-high 27 points. The Rockets flew back to Houston for a 5-game homestand that would take him through to the start of 2025 and promised to be much more competitive than the previous 4 contests. First up were the Minnesota Timberwolves, who Houston had already defeated in the group stage of the NBA Cup a month ago. The Rockets put on a dominant display in the second half and held a 16-point lead with just under 5 minutes remaining.
Now don't get too cute. Still better than 3 minutes to go. Yeah, got to close it out. Minnesota's still in this game. DiVincenzo. To Alexander Walker. Heaves it. Hits it. To Edwards. Tate switches on him. Shoots the off-balance 3. Oh, he made it! You just talked about it. Off-balance heave for 3 on the wing. And Minnesota up 1 after trailing by 16. Shot clock is off. Rockets can win it.
Come on, big fella.
2 on Sengun. The Van Vliet for 3. No! Rebound Minnesota! The collapse is complete! The Rockets blew a 16-point lead!
Following their disappointing loss to the Timberwolves, Houston's final game of 2024 would be against the Miami Heat.
Desperately need a bucket. Got to get it inbounded, though, and they can't. No, they don't give him the timeout.
Come on.
How did Mark Davis not see Fred Van Vliet signal the timeout? Oh my gosh, they hit him with a 5-second. Now they just teed up Fred.
I think he's
And then they just ejected Fred.
In another frustrating fourth quarter, the Rockets were unable to put together any offense, scoring just 18 points and letting the game slip out of their control.
Hero and Ime Thompson locking up. Oh my goodness.
Gets thrown to the floor. Here come both benches. And now frustration's boiling over. And both teams red hot. Ime Thompson and Tyler Hero went after one another.
Just a physical game. I guess that's what happens when someone's scoring, throwing dimes, doing the whole thing. So I get mad too.
What was your vantage point when Ime and Hero got into the scuffle? Do you know what happened there?
I didn't see it live, but I rewatched it, and they were in each other's face, bumping chest a little bit, and one guy's stronger than the other.
And they get the win here at Toyota Center. The final score, 104-100. Again, 9 straight losses for the Rockets against the Heat.
As the team enters a new calendar year, expectations continue to grow and questions about the future will gradually be answered. Will Houston have a representative at this year's All-Star game? Will the roster stay intact or be dismantled in a trade for a star player? Can the team's young, developing players carve out a permanent role for themselves in the rotation? Can the team continue to be dominant on the defensive end whilst developing a more reliable offensive identity?
Do I have some candy?
Thank you so much.
What would you like?
Reese's, of course. Thanks.
Which one? They're not the same. You want the gummy bears?